Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
I'm Dana.
I think I'm Andy.
And this is 1980. What happened? We're in 1980?
I didn't choose this.
Somebody rewound us. We're in 1980. We're not doing 84 this week, kids.
And it's not a tribute episode.
I just felt like doing this movie since the start of the podcast. This is one of the movies I always wanted to do. Midnight Madness, ladies and gentlemen. Midnight Madness. Thank you. It's rated PG, running time of an hour and 52 minutes. Released February 8th, 1980. They got two directors, Michael Nankin and David Wechter.
This movie required two directors?
Yeah. You had all the different teams.
I guess you had in different spots, yes. The assistant director usually handles the...
We don't really know much that the guys were in, except Michael Nankin did Battlestar Galactica. He did 8 episodes from 2005 through 2009.
Oh, like the reboot one.
Yeah, and David Wechter was known for Penn and Teller's Bullshit. They did that.
That was a good show. Yeah. I like that.
And The Faculty. Was that a
that was a good movie.
I
like that. Yeah, it was like a early 2000s.
Yeah.
I think Josh Hartnett.
I was just going to say
it was one of those kinds of
Katie
movies.
Holmes.
One of those teen heartthrob kind of things.
Yeah, I think so.
IMDb description: Leon picks college students to participate in his all-night scavenger hunt. 5 teams receive clues to solve, leading them to the next clue site hidden in the city. Leon planned the great all-nighter by picking college students to participate in an all-night-long scavenger hunt. The 5 teams are given clues to solve, leading them to the next clue hidden throughout the city. Making his film debut, Michael Fox as Scott, the younger brother.
Who I feel got shoehorned in there. All of a sudden they said, we need another plot point here.
Yeah.
This movie, I love this movie as a kid. I used to rent it all the time at the video store when I would go down there.
Yeah.
One of my favorite VHS tapes to get.
Yeah.
I got a few taglines here. A wacky college adventure. The most fun you'll ever have in the dark. An outrageous clue ball comedy. And the ultimate game that requires sophisticated strategy and rigorous self-control.
Which no one in this movie had. This is the kind of movie that you see it and you're like, man, I wish I had a friend that was that smart and had nothing else going on in their life where they could do it for me.
Yeah, rich friend with the van, right?
And have the board that was just up there and all that ready.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh. Our cast, we'll start off with David Naughton.
Is that Adam?
That is Adam, yes.
Okay.
Yellow team leader.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of these people by name. I know what I've seen them in. He's obviously American Werewolf in London.
That's number 1 in his top 4, followed by Detroit Rock City. Good movie.
Yeah, I might have, but...
Steel and Lace is in there, and then also a movie we'll be doing this year, I believe, Hot Dog the Movie.
He's in Hot Dog the Movie? Wow, I'm excited for that then. Come on, Zach, let's do that one.
Yeah, that one and Firstborn. We'll do a double header with Zach. I'll mention that.
Let's do it.
Playing Laura for the yellow team was Deborah Klinger. That's the chick that...
I know who she is, but I have no idea who she is.
You should know her from the Croft Super Show, dude. She was super chick. She was one of the Kongs. And she was also...
I'm not even sure what you just said.
She was also in the Brady Bunch Variety Hour. So she was on the shows that they did after the Brady Bunch. I don't know if she was one of the fake ones, but I think she might have just been like background singer or a performer.
She was pretty cute. Like for a person that never made it in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Up next was Joel Kenny playing Flinch on the yellow team.
He was the kid in the tuxedo?
Yes.
Dude.
The one who could, like...
When they closed the door on the nerdy girl, I was like, fuck you, man. Like, no, I don't want to root for you. Because
I said the same thing.
That was horrible.
She was perfectly fine. He liked her.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was so excited.
And she had acting in braces. Well,
but that goes away.
Has acting in braces.
That was so sad. Yeah, I thought the same thing. That was really mean.
It was really mean.
I was actually hoping there was going to be a come around to that where
she would be beautiful at the end.
Or at least you'd like pick her up. You're like, hey, we're doing this thing.
Yeah.
And that, the way they did her wrong like that, I did not like that.
I felt the same way. I was like, that was so mean.
It really was.
Because it was his tux isn't even fitting him. And
yeah. He kind of reminded me of Bob, like facial-wise. He looked a little like Bob Saget, like a very young Bob Saget. Well, and at first I was like, it took me a couple, is that Bob? And then his nose wasn't as big as I thought it should have been.
His name's Flinch. Come on.
As this movie dragged on, I was like, is that Michael J. Fox? Because like he's not in this movie yet. I know he's in this movie, so maybe that's him. I'm just not
I got it
recognizing
here.
him.
Mike Fox doesn't come in until 36 minutes.
Is that what it is?
Let me check here. I have it written down.
And he was adorable.
He was very.
Oh my god.
He was a cute little boy.
He didn't have the J yet. Originally, they added it in on the.
I only know this about
releases.
Michael J. Fox because he shares my name, but I know his name is actually Michael Andrew Fox.
Scott.
Oh.
So why he did not become Michael A. Fox, I don't know, but maybe
Scott
that
isn't on
good.
screen until the 36-minute and 30-second mark. And then I put here, do you know where Scott's headed when he's running away?
San Francisco, right?
San Francisco,
Damn,
that's
San
correct.
Diego.
But did you know that Mike Fox's name in Teen Wolf?
Scott, yeah.
Scotty Howard. It's so funny. So I was like, he's Scott.
Tara said, he's Scott in this too?
Tara said that?
Yeah. Well,
Damn, I didn't
Tara
realize
should come
that.
on for Teen Wolf then.
Tara watches Teen Wolf, the television show. So the main character is named
knows
Scott.
that.
She knows that he played it in the first season.
The TV show based on the Michael J. Fox character?
Yeah, Scott and Styles.
My
But Styles
cousin-
isn't like a nerd. He's like a cool guy.
My cousin said that was a great show. She loved it.
Oh, I watched it.
Teen
I
Wolf,
loved the
yeah.
first 5 seasons, and then I just kind of got over it. But
Yeah.
Tara's
First 5
finishing.
I'm surprised you're not.
Yeah.
Are you watching the new Rick and
God damn, that's the first thing I thought about. First 5 seasons, and then I got over it.
what was it? Rick and who?
Michonne.
Michonne, yeah.
No.
The
Started.
I'm not,
It's
no
not
way.
even a movie
Who's
anymore. It's a
fucking
series.
watching
Yeah,
that?
I don't know.
Somebody
But
must be, right?
There's another spinoff starting with Daryl and somebody else in like Paris or something,
I
right?
heard that one too, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
I
supposed to be Daryl and Carol, but she didn't want to do it.
But
right?
and then there's also Maggie and Negan are getting their own show. I don't understand it.
Why are they doing
I don't know because
doesn't make
people
any
watch
sense.
it. People watch
I'd
it.
say the paychecks are good, but it's AMC. They don't pay shit. Like that's the
They
thing I
must be
always hear
getting
about
some,
AMC.
you know why? Because
like,
then they do these conventions. And they get boku bucks at those
so
conventions.
I gotta go
man.
sign
Yes,
autographs
yeah.
for a bunch of sweaty nerds.
Yeah, I'll do it. I would do
Let me
it.
just do a movie, and I don't have to touch anybody ever again.
That's why they're doing the damn Rick and Michonne thing, because he doesn't want to do it probably.
Yeah.
Up next was, where did I leave off at?
Michael J.
We
Fox.
did we do that? Yeah, all right.
We did the guy in the tuxedo, Flint.
Flint.
Yeah, we
That's
left off
what
on
we
Flint.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David DeMoss played Marvin on the yellow team. He was the one with the
The
Jeep.
driver?
Yeah. How did they fix those tires?
Wait, what?
We
Oh,
didn't see.
yeah.
They just were magically fixed, but they got pretty far in
I
that
said
gallon
the
of
same
gas.
thing. I was like, man, I'm like those tires like filled up fast. Yeah.
He
looked
didn't
like- he
slice the
looked like
tires.
someone
I thought he
too,
was going to stab the
He
tires, but he
should
just
have, yeah.
let the air out. Yeah.
And it was funny that guy was a Puerto Rican kid too.
Yeah.
Like they got him to slash
He
the
doesn't
tires.
say a word
Nope.
in the whole
Never
movie.
No
talks.
words.
And I was like,
And-
who is this guy? And then when I saw his name was like Sal
Yeah.
Ramirez, I'm like, they have to.
But they
cast a
did
Puerto
have him
Rican guy to
smile
slash the
at one
tires.
point, but then
Sal
he like
Lopez.
Lopez.
got rid of his smile real quick.
Do you know what his name was in the show?
Oh,
Slasher.
Blade.
Blade.
I say that as a confirmed Spanish person. I can make fun of these people.
And up next was Michael J. Fox playing Scott for the yellow team. Ba, 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 ba. What's his top 4?
Back to the Future.
Which one?
1.
1 is in there.
Is there any other
Family
ones in there?
Ties.
Family Ties did not make it.
2.
2 is in there, yes. No more Back to the Futures.
Thank God. Jason never saw 3.
You got a
because
TV
of
show
this.
and a movie.
Spin
Oh,
City.
Spin City.
Spin City is in there, yes. And the movie?
Doc Hollywood.
No, it's a horror movie.
Oh, the one Peter Jackson did. The Peter Jackson horror movie. Michael J. Fox with the ghost.
Freddy Krueger?
Nah, he sees
No,
ghosts.
he's mouthing something. Frighteners.
Yeah.
The Frighteners. Is that the
Frighteners,
one
the
where
Frighteners,
Peter
yeah.
Oh,
Jackson
that's an
did
actual
that, right?
movie?
Yeah, the
I thought you were
Frighteners.
saying Freddy Krueger.
I
I'm
said
like,
the
Freddy
Frighteners.
Krueger.
So I was going like this, like,
But that's the one Peter Jackson directed,
Yeah.
and okay,
I never heard of it.
it's good. It's
yeah.
fun.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is it from the 80s?
Yeah, late 80s, yeah.
Okay.
I want to say late 80s
I was
or
gonna
early
say
90s.
early 90s, yeah, but
I can't believe that's in his top 4, though. I don't know.
because who decides these things?
Yeah.
Jason
Spin
decides.
City beat Family Ties, so doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Jason goes into IMDb before we do the podcast and
Yeah,
votes
that's
on
it.
shit.
Nope,
He
you
spams
got to be
it.
pro for that. I saw that.
Oh,
Even
a
though
pro?
like I saw a trivia question, so I went to see what the answer was. I clicked it and it said you have to be part of the.
Well, that used to be free
You have to be
to
part
look
of
at
it,
the
yeah.
trivia. Wow.
IMDb used to be so much fun. You go to a movie and you go to the comments section.
Yeah.
It's just a war going
There's
on.
still some
Like, I
comments
love it.
on some movies, but
yeah,
now,
but it's not as good as it used to be.
Stephen First playing Harold for the blue team leader.
Mm.
We lost him in 2017, age 63, diabetes related.
He's
With all those
obviously
marshmallows.
Yeah, and looking for the cookies there.
Why would you put those marshmallows underneath that computer?
It's so funny because as soon as it wasn't working, I actually did the marshmallows.
You didn't realize it right away?
I didn't realize it.
I was telling Jason before, and I don't know if I said these, probably not to you, but throughout my life, I've had a memory of a glass elevator going up and people seeing the answer to a scavenger hunt. Yeah. And I was always like, what is that movie? What is that movie?
Wonka, he goes up in an elevator.
It's so funny because when you say glass elevator, I'm like, is that really Wonka?
No, and then I just remember, and then as I'm watching this, obviously, I'm like, I think it's leading to that. But when he put the marshmallows in there the first time, I had a flash in my head of a memory of opening it up and them all being melted. So little things that were happening throughout the movie were like releasing memories, triggering memories that I had.
Before. This is all
there was so much stuff. I'm like, oh, I remember that.
I love this movie.
I'm not quite sure I've ever seen in a movie as 80s as this movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's right at the start of the 80s, too. February 8th, 1980s.
So it's actually probably more 70s. Like the
Stephen
two girls
First
skating, the girls handing out the passes.
Oh, yeah.
Skating, what do you call those things? Fuck.
Roller skates.
Roller skates.
What do you know Stephen First from? Anything?
Who's that? Who's that?
Blue team leader, Stephen First.
He's Flounder from Animal House, of course.
National Lampoon's Animal House,
As soon as he showed up at the drive-in, throwing the food all in his... I'm like, what's Flounder doing there? As soon as I saw him, I'm like, that's Flounder, but I didn't like how he was eating.
He was in Babylon 5, did you know that?
I never saw that.
110 episodes he did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And he has passed?
He passed in 2017, yeah. I know he's been in like a lot of stuff. He was in a lot of like TV shows, like after Animal House. He did that for a few years, playing the fat college kid. Up next, playing Lucille on the blue team was Patricia Alice Albrecht. We lost her in 2019. She was 66, unknown.
She was the one that wanted the doll, Harold,
She died at her home in Nashville, Tennessee.
I remember that, too. That was another triggered memory, released memory.
Died at her home in Nashville, Tennessee on December 25th, 2019 at the age of 66. Her fellow Gem cast member and good friend Samantha Newark was present in her home when she passed.
Oh. So she was dying.
Yeah, I think
it was
people
unknown causes, but they knew she was going.
Yeah, it seems like it. Andy Tennant played Melio, who did not play many things after this. I believe this was his top 4.
Was he the friend that was always in his ear?
Yeah,
he was like, a smart ass. Yeah,
he was the best part of the movie. Every time he showed up and he was just like in Harold's ear,
and he
like,
had that face
you
that was like perfect for the screen. He had a fun face on the screen.
Yeah, he is the second character I know from Grease and Grease 2.
That's the Grease guy. Mm-hmm.
So he's one of the extras, but he does have a couple lines in Grease 2.
Don't tell me he's the guy with the green shirt.
No.
Holy shit.
But what's funny
I almost had a heart attack.
I looked him up, like, is he the green shirt? Because I know he's from Grease 2, because he has a line, his line is, when they're singing Reproduction. And
maybe we should have a rewatch. What do you think?
Yeah. No. When he does the pistol, he's like, I got your pistol right here, or something like that. And they're like, Arnie. So that was his Arnie in that. But then I was like, is he also the green shirt sweater guy in the other one? But he's not. He was one of the dancers in the Grease Lightning scene.
Grease Lightning, go. Oh my god, I gotta investigate now because I don't feel you've done your due diligence. I feel he's going to turn out to be that guy.
When you look him up on IMDb, you have to search to get his acting credits because everything else is like...
You got Fool's Gold, Hitch, Sweet Home Alabama, Ever After, A Cinderella Story.
But he was all producers.
Your boy Will Smith.
Director,
not necessarily acting in all of them.
Yeah. And Sweet Home Alabama, is that the Reese Witherspoon movie? Yeah.
And then you had... So one of your favorite movies?
You had Brian...
Michelle watches it every time it's on, and sometimes I get caught in the crossfire. I'm just like, I guess I'm sitting here and I'm watching this movie.
You had Brian Frischman playing Barf.
That was the big dude.
Yeah.
Big...
Yeah. Oh my god. It was...
Faggot beefy. That's what I told Andy. I said, faggot beefy. I can't wait for that to come up. And then
I don't understand how these teams were just... Those people just happened to be sitting in his house. Where his dad was like, you're doing this thing. I'm like, where'd those guys come from? Why is he hanging out with these guys? I get the girl. You want the girl around you, but why did he have those two guys with him?
His dad's phone number, Harold's phone number, is 347-1347.
Yeah. I think he had those guys. Well, the other guy, I don't know why he was around him, because he picked on him all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Which guy?
Melio. The one who was always just picking on him, giving him the look, eating his cookies. Like, oh my God.
They were in his house when the dad was like, you're doing this thing. So they were friends before the adventure started, but why?
I don't know.
There's not a lot of good development of the story.
How crazy was that computer where he just typed it in and it answered the riddle?
Yeah.
Some of those things, okay, I could get them getting, like the telescope coordinates.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, you get that, but one of them was just like, go to the bowling alley. I'm like, wait, what? Did you get that from this?
Then was Sal Lopez, played Blade.
Sal Lopez.
He was also in Full Metal Jacket. He was in Logan. He was in The Day the Earth Stood Still. And he was in Man on Fire.
I'm assuming The Day the Earth Stood Still was not the 50s version,
yeah, it
but
was
the
remake.
90s
Keanu,
version.
wasn't Keanu?
I thought it was Christopher Reeve.
No, it was Keanu.
Oh, I was thinking of Village of the Damned. Never mind.
I wonder what he was in Logan. And what was the first one? Full Metal Jacket, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Up next, we had the red team leader, Donna, played by Maggie Roswell.
Donna.
She's known for The Simpsons. She's done 277 episodes
Oh,
of The
shit.
Simpsons.
I have no idea who she is. What's her voice?
No, not one of the main. I think she's one of the...
Just like a...
background.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm surprised
She was also
by
in
that.
the Simpsons movie, but then she's also in Pretty in Pink. Then I got Mighty Mouse: The New Adventures, 14 episodes.
So she's obviously a voice girl, but
Yeah.
that's crazy. I don't know who she
That's
is.
the way to get. If you get into Simpsons as background characters, just shit.
I'll just take my check. Thank you. Then I'll
you
say,
had-
oh my God, Bart, what are you doing?
Then you had Burl, Robin Petty for the red team.
Is that
I'm
the
assuming
little
that's the other girl that was in
tiny
the
one?
front seat.
That was the little girl, the
Yeah.
one that had the karate.
Yeah.
She was known for an episode of Hello, Larry. That was a spin-off.
McLean Stevenson?
McLean Stevenson's spin-off of his character on Different Strokes. He was Drummond's buddy.
Okay.
She was also
What?
known for an
I
episode
didn't
of
know.
Chips.
Oh.
McLean Stevenson was the first commander on MASH who died over the
And he got
scene in
real.
Japan.
He was huge on the show. Like his character was very popular, and he asked to be written out, right?
He wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But they didn't just write him out. They
Killed him. They said, you're not even coming back.
I could not stand MASH, so I don't even
One of my
know.
all-time favorite shows. Fuck you, Dan.
Up next,
Dana,
Betsy Lynn
Dan.
Thompson and Carol Gwynn Thompson playing Peggy and
Oh
Lulu.
my God, they're dolphin noises.
What was that all about? Like, I get you have to have the fat girls in there that want to
Yeah.
eat all the time, and they... when they got to
And
the
you had Dirk
carnival
Blocker
and they
who wanted
left,
to
I would
drink
have been
all the
like,
time.
fuck those bitches.
I
What's
know.
going on? But,
I know.
like, what's with the noises?
You got Dirk
Ugh.
Blocker singing the theme song to Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh my God.
Pabst Blue Ribbon obviously sponsored this movie,
So
right?
they were
Because they were
known-
in this
Yeah.
movie all, and Dr. Pepper. There was
Yeah.
a time where
I had that. He had a big
He was
main
the
guy.
Dr. Pepper guy. And he sang
David
the I'm a
Naughton.
Pepper, you're a Pepper. Adam
Did he really?
Yeah, he's the
Because
Dr.
there's a
Pepper
time where
guy.
he
David
takes a-
Naughton, yeah.
He takes a drink out of it and puts it down and like
It's like the glass-
turns
it's like
it. He turns it so
I
you
didn't
see
catch
Dr.
that.
Pepper. I'm like,
That was the big
I guess they're
glass bottle, too.
sponsoring this.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, he was the I'm a Pepper, the song. He sang
I
that
remember,
song. Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that. Wow.
Those girls were known for Baby Boom, Hamburger, the motion picture.
Is that like Hot Dog, the movie?
I don't know about Hamburger. I don't think I remember that one.
That was the fatter version.
The Gong Show movie. Very good movie, The Gong
the
Show
co-
movie.
Wait, the one, not the Chuck Barris like biography movie.
The one with he's in it. It's actually him. It's like in the 70s. It's a really good movie.
It's not the one where they say he's
No,
a
that's
spy.
Dangerous
and all
Minds.
this-
That's
yeah,
the-
that one.
that's
yeah.
the,
that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
What's his
Sorry.
name? Clooney did.
George Clooney? Was that
Yeah.
George Clooney? Okay.
Next up, we had the white team leader, Eddie Deason. Played Wesley.
Oh.
I'm a big fan of Eddie Deason. I like
Now,
him in
was he in
everything
Grease
he's in.
2 also?
He's
Yeah.
in Grease
Okay.
and Grease 2, yes. So we've seen him a couple times now, and I saw him recently because I watched the Polar Express this past Christmas for the first time.
Is he's a
He's
voice?
in it, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I was like, I know that voice. I was like,
Oh.
I thought you were going to say you've seen him recently because you were like looking at court transcripts.
no,
or
he
something
might
like
be
that.
at one of the
No,
conventions.
why? What'd he
soon.
do?
I thought he got arrested for
He
something.
got arrested for domestic violence, but I think it
I
was
know
like,
he
it
beat
was-
up his wife. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah.
but I think it was like thrown out. There was like
Oh, okay.
not enough
Yeah.
evidence or
She
something.
probably wasn't
so.
listening.
I feel like any woman could take him anyway. I mean,
He's probably got people messing with him.
I
You know,
could probably
he was sick. I think he had
kick his
heart
ass.
trouble. He was getting
Yeah.
like a heart operation and stuff
It's
like
funny
that.
because that group that he had on their little scooters there, he was like the boss of them.
Yeah.
It's so funny
They
watching
were all
him.
called Debater 1, Debater 2, and Debater 3. That was their names.
Debater?
Debater, like a
'cause they
debate
started
team,
with
yeah.
Debate, yes.
Then we're going to go on to the green team with their Brad Wilkin was their leader. Played Levitas was his
This was
character.
the football team?
Yes.
yeah.
That
he was in
one
an
guy-
episode of MASH. The team
Was he
leader.
really?
Yeah.
The one guy that fell in the beer?
That's
Like, that was-
Dirk Blocker.
That was Ogre, right? That was Ogre before there was ever an Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
yeah.
Like, as soon as he was like,
He was you may remember
my
him
God,
from
I know.
Poltergeist.
What was that?
You may remember him from Poltergeist.
Which guy? The main guy?
drunk.
Really?
Yeah.
He was the next door neighbor.
Yeah.
Oh,
With
yeah.
the remote control?
Yeah, with the remote control he was fighting with. That's the only person he could have been.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that was him.
He's also in the Prince of Darkness, and he's been in a whole bunch, like 100-some episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I had no idea he was in that. And he's also in Starman, which we do this year.
Starman, okay.
Huh.
Kurt Ayers played Armpit. I'm a big fan of his. He played in the movie Zapped. You
I don't know
remember
which one Armpit was.
He was the one.
He was one of
they
those
called
other
him
guys.
shorter hair, black hair.
I was going to say, he's not the black guy, he's not the leader, and he's not the drunk.
I
so
noticed
he's one of
that
the other
each
two
one of them
guys.
had a different style of how they wore their
Of course.
sweatshirt.
One guy had the half
Had
shirt.
the half shirt,
That was
sleeveless.
actually a question I had. Michelle actually said to me, she's like, where did they get all the shirts? Why do they match?
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't see that scene. I guess they cut that
Oh
scene
yeah,
where
they
got
gave
their
out.
shirts.
They gave out their shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they? Did they
Yeah,
show a
there
scene
was
where
a
they
scene
gave
where
out
they were
the
giving
shirts?
them
in the
out.
beginning.
Yeah.
When they get the teams together.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay.
And they all
I
had
missed
color
that.
coordinating cars,
Yep.
obviously.
Well, who gave them the icons at Leon's place of the cars?
They were perfect.
To go
Oh, yeah,
through
yeah, I
the
know.
maze. I'm like,
Yeah.
they didn't know he was getting that van until things started. Or the Jeep.
Yeah.
That's it for the teams. So I have a few more people here. We had Mrs. Grimhouse. That was one of that older lady.
The landlord.
The one that
Yeah.
wanted to kick him out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's one of those people that's been in
She's
a
been in
million
an
things.
episode
Yeah.
of everything. Yeah, she was in Amazing Spider-Man one episode in 1978. Remember the 1978
TV
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man? Oh, okay.
Then we had Alan Solomon playing Leon.
Okay.
He was known for Amazing Stories, an episode Midnight Madness. Now you see it, so he didn't do much.
He had a great afro, though.
Yeah, Deborah.
And 2 girls
Yeah,
By the
Yeah.
way,
that were out of his
none
league
of this
so
made
far.
any sense that he
Yeah.
got these girls to like
He had-
skate
he had
around,
drugs.
give out the
Yeah.
give out
drugs.
Maybe, and I wish they had shown one of those where he just gave one of them a
See a
bump so
pill
you
or
could
something?
make,
Yeah.
make me understand how, especially that blonde, was
I know.
like attached to
I
this
know.
guy.
And they loved him.
Oh,
Yeah.
they would do whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
That was Candy, I think. Or,
yeah. Deborah Richter played Candy.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, and she's the 14 episodes of Hill Street Blues.
okay.
She played in Cyborg. I didn't know that one, but Sunshine was played by Kristen Baker. Friday the 13th Part 2. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll have to go back and look at her in that someday.
She was also in Gas Pump Girls and California Dreaming.
Gas Pump Girls. Oh
That
my
sounds like a
God.
movie I'd enjoy.
I think I want to see that. John Fiedler played Mr. Thorpe.
Yes, I knew his voice as soon as I heard it.
Oh, is he the older man that was?
Yeah.
Oh,
He was,
yeah.
You know,
Okay, sure.
I heard
he was
that
juror.
voice.
He was juror number 2 in 12 Angry Men.
Oh, damn! Really? Okay, yeah. He's got
also
that
in-
really kind of.
He's in the
He's
Odd
got a
Couple,
very
the Odd
specific
Couple
voice.
Yeah.
movie.
Definitely an Odd Couple guy, a Laverne and
Yep,
Shirley
and True
guy.
Grit and the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
He was Piglet, and I went back and I heard it, and I'm like, I know his voice. I know it so well. And when I went back, looked at him up. When I looked at him up,
As soon as he started
I'm not
talking, I
even
was like, I know
drinking.
this guy.
and then I was like, oh, Piglet. But he was Piglet from the '60s through like 2005.
Yeah,
So he really had that like locked
That was
down in
him.
that role. Yeah, he was
Unlike
Piglet
Shaggy,
everything.
who they just like recast.
Yeah, Shaggy was Casey Kasem, right, in the beginning.
But when the Matthew Lillard version
Oh,
of that,
yeah.
when they did like the new cartoon, they didn't even offer him the part. Matthew Lillard's like my age. He could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not that old, right? Come on.
Playing Mrs. Thorpe. Did we say her already? Seal Gabat. This was her only movie. Mrs. Thorpe, yeah.
Mrs. Thorpe. I don't remember if I remember her from this movie.
Charlie Brill played tenant number 1. The only reason I put him on there because he was in 129 episodes of Silk Stockings. I thought that was interesting. The game control bookie, Eddie Bloom.
That was great
This
that
was
he
his
started
only
putting down
movie. He died in 1987, age only 46.
Ooh.
Oh.
Beat him.
I didn't say what he died from. I'm guessing AIDS.
Number 1 killer in the 80s.
Dave Shelley, I was Harold's father.
He looks familiar also when I saw him. I was like,
Oh,
this
His
guy's
top
definitely
4
from
was
something.
Hunter, Gas Pump Girls,
Again.
Midnight Madness, and the Magical World of Disney.
All right, we're gonna have to watch Gas Pump
I
Girls.
think we have to do that movie.
I have playing the Bonaventure desk clerk, Marvin Kaplan.
Yes. I wrote him down. He's from Alice.
Yep,
He's
I
one of
love
the,
him.
He's one of the
so funny, and he was
one
also
of
in
the-
it. It's a mad
Is he okay?
world.
Well, this felt like a mad world at the end there, where they're all trying to race
Yep.
at the end, where they're
Yeah.
racing the
Yeah.
hotel and everything like that. Very memorable.
And the last person I took for the cast was the pinball proprietor.
Yes, well,
do you know who that was?
Oh, Pee-wee.
Paul Rubens.
It's so funny because he didn't sound Pee-wee-ish. He sounded Paul Rubens.
Yeah.
So
And this was also 1980, so he might not even have made that character yet.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Him and Phil Hartman didn't work on that.
One of the other characters, the bellhop at the Bonaventure, was Larry Darryl and Daryl. One of those Darryls. One of the two Darryls. As soon as I saw him, I definitely know this guy from something. Yeah, he was one of the Darryl brothers. But as soon
did pretty good for the cast. We got through in 25 minutes.
Yeah, longer than the last podcast we just did.
Well, that one only had 4 people. What are you going to do?
I didn't even remember the movie till I got here.
I know.
Believe me, as I was going through my notes, I'm like, what the fuck did I mean by this?
I'll kick this off with feature film debut of Michael J. Fox, who was cast because the movie was shot predominantly at night and they needed an actor who was over 18 but could pass for 15. The studio heads were initially unconvinced, so they did makeup tests to make him look as young as possible and then did a photo shoot in which he was placed next to the tallest cast members. This did the trick and landed him the job.
So
how old was he supposed to be?
He was supposed to be 15, but how old was Michael J. Fox actually at this time?
I don't know. Talk and I'll look that up.
My favorite scene of his was when he jumps out of the back of the truck and runs away.
He runs really fast.
He did.
But he falls
ran
out of the
so
van,
fast.
and a guy that's a foot taller than him falls out of the van. I was like, they didn't even try to get a stunt guy to look like Michael J. Fox. The beginning of this movie starts off with a shot of L.A.
He was 19.
So okay. It's not that much
He
older.
looked like he was 15. Yeah.
He definitely had a young look.
There's a shot of L.A. in the day, and just boom, cuts to black. It says Midnight Madness. I was like, what?
That was like one of my second
bizarre
notes too,
opening.
the Dr. Pepper that you mentioned. How he had the bottle there. He just This was Dirk Blocker's debut cinematic appearance. So this was his first movie.
Who?
The Drunk.
Oh,
Which drunk?
okay.
Dirk
Blocker.
The football team drunk guy, the ogre-looking guy. There was a scene early on where Eugene, Eddie Deazen's getting the note, the card, and he's like blowing those girls off. He's like in a classroom, and they come. He's like, "Get out of here!" I'm like, why is this dude blowing these girls off? I couldn't, like, as he's doing it, I'm like, Eddie, what are you doing, man? I wish there was more of an explanation of, and I guess the explanation is in the movie of why he chose all these teams. But he said, believe me, by tomorrow night you'll be doing this. But it all seemed to be the only reason anybody was doing it is because the other guy was doing it. And
I don't want that person to win. I want to beat that person.
Alan Solomon, the guy who played Leon, he didn't do much after this, but he did produce a lot of variety of game shows that he supervised and produced. So that's interesting because I guess he was really into games. You know, right?
Yeah.
This was the second movie that Disney released that was rated PG.
This is a Disney movie.
This is a rated PG. When's their second rated PG movie? Can you tell me what their first rated PG movie was?
The Black Hole.
The Black Hole, 1979.
When's the 8-part TV show coming to Disney Plus about this? Like, I'm surprised they've not rebooted this.
Yeah.
I think it's a great movie to reboot.
This is the kind of thing that would be great on TV where each team gets their own episode. You do one like where
background.
You do one where they're all together. Then you do one where it's like the yellow team, the blue team, the green team, and then you do another one where they're all together. And this could work.
I could see that being a Netflix 8-episode series. You know,
I mean, based on all the other shit Disney's doing. Why they haven't done this, I don't know.
Come on right after Squid Game.
Although this really felt made for TV. This felt very PG and
like I said, it is rated PG. Yeah. It was one of those ones I rented every time I could at the video store.
Like I said, I've never seen this before, but there was not a fuck or a boob or even a shit or nothing in this movie.
I was really surprised at the telescope scheme because I knew this was Disney. I didn't think
when they saw the girl.
Yeah, I didn't think they let it get that far. I thought they were just going to let your imagination.
That was such a dick, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Not knowing that it was a Disney movie until now, when the football team got up there and started looking through it, I'm like, we're definitely getting a boob now. Yeah. Now the football team's looking through and there's
it looks like it could be that kind of movie where you could, it could go dirty.
And then it didn't happen. I'm like, I was expecting boobs there.
Yeah, no, not on Disney.
But I didn't know this was Disney. I didn't see their name in the credits, but I guess I was looking that hard.
Well, that's like in a nod to the film being produced by Walt Disney. The white team ends their search for a clue at the Mickey Mouse star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
That's right.
I saw that.
With like 6 cigarette butts all crammed on it. I was like, that's great. People just like drop them everywhere back in the day. I'm one of those people that put my cigarettes wherever the fuck I please back then.
The scene where Mrs. Grimhouse dials a phone with her nose proved to be problematic. It took 17
that's
takes to get it right.
impossible to do.
Yeah.
You don't know where your number is
you
going
can't.
on the keyboard. So at the very beginning, when they're watching the Leon thing and they don't even know what's going on yet, they're watching the movie and it's like, oh shit, I had it in the form of games. Like, they kept doing that slow roll. We'll now be playing games.
I have something for you to look into, Andy. A novelization by Tom Wright was released by Ace Books as a tie-in with the movie. So there is a book. We got to get that book.
Wow.
I don't have that book, but now I need to get it.
I wanna see
have
it.
like 3 of the Friday the 13th books that are
Really?
They're like $200 each.
Wow.
They're stupid $3 paperbacks back in the day, and
Oh.
Now,
They don't make
now
them
everybody
anymore,
wants them.
yeah.
Yeah. There's a A24 series coming out. It's called The Cabin or something like that.
Crystal Lake.
Crystal Lake. That's it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A24 did it.
Yeah.
So I'm
That'll be
looking
good,
forward to that. Yeah. What do you got, Dana? Anything?
Nope. I've said everything I have, but I really, really found this movie a lot of fun. And every time something would happen, I'd be like, oh my God, I remember that. I remember that. And I'm so glad now that lingering question I had for 30 years of what was that movie where people go up in an elevator and they look over and they see the clue? Like, now I know. And it's, a weight off my shoulders that I've been carrying for 30 years.
Did you see any of the video games, pinball machines in there? There's a lot of them. You had like Trident, you had Fireball.
Was the one they played a Star Wars
It's
game?
obviously Star Wars. The
Right?
font, it was
But
Starfire.
was it-
Space
Okay,
Riders?
I didn't know if it was
out-
something like
there was
they
Space
played.
Riders.
But then they had TIE fighters in there.
That Evil Knievel was one of them. Atari, Bobby Orr, Power Play, Thunderbolt, Joker, Poker, Gottlieb, the Atarians, Gottlieb and Supersonic. Yeah, some of these I had never heard of, and then there's some of them that are pinball machines. But the busty waitress was portrayed by stuntwoman Donna Garrett, who had doubled in numerous films for Raquel Welch. She was hired for both her physique and the ability to do pratfalls.
Well, yeah, because she fell at one point, right? And her
Yeah.
necklace came off. Because that happens all the time when you fall. Your necklace flies off into a bowl of soup.
I'll
That
tell
was
you,
crazy.
in my 2 minutes of researching the Midnight Madness tie-in book, I cannot find it on eBay or Amazon. It's just not out there. So we're going to have to dive deep into this one.
Did you like when Emilio grabbed Harold's face and said, "Can I have the van after your dad kills you?" Gives him a kiss.
That guy, I'm telling you, that guy
Yeah,
was
he
the
was
best
awesome. He
character in
was.
the entire movie.
I
Every
agree.
time he was just like staring him down, just looking at him like,
Taunting him with a cookie. Yep.
Says the directors called Paul Rubens workshopping his Pee Wee Herman character at a live show and decided that they had to have a role in the film.
Oh, wow.
nice. That was great when he was like kind of in the middle of the gunfight, the
Yeah.
stuffed animal fight, and he was just like, all right, we all have to act like adults here. And he just started throwing everything out. There was a line in here, I think, when I don't know his real name, American Werewolf in London, is talking to
David Naughton.
the tuxedo kid. He's like, you're a regular Burt Reynolds. And all I could think of was Pete, our Pete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
'cause he's
how
always saying
that's
it.
the only
Yeah.
pop culture reference Pete knows. He's like, well, I'm no Burt Reynolds. I'm like, Pete's been dead for 10 years and he
Yeah.
was an old man for 30 before that.
Yeah.
So but Pete still references himself as being no Burt Reynolds.
I have this poster. It's right here. I have it signed by David Naughton so
Do you
far.
really?
Oh, wow.
So I want to get more people to sign that one. But the poster art was made by David McMacken, who created posters for 1941.
Nice.
Frank Zappa's 200 Motels, great album, as well as album and tour poster art for AC/DC, the Beach Boys, Beatles, Commodores, Kansas, Arlo Guthrie, Journey, Warrant, and countless other musicians.
But you can tell that's not just any poster.
It's a cool poster, yeah. But I got David
Yeah.
Naughton signed it already. If I can get anybody else, I don't know who. Eddie Deason, I'll get him to sign it.
That's cool.
Is he at something soon? Dude,
I don't
you
know.
were talking about-
Nothing yet, but I'm hoping it gets announced for something because Grease 2's got an. I saw somebody from Grease 2. Somebody from Grease was going to be a chiller. I'm not sure.
Oh, really?
Adrian Zemed's going to be there.
Yeah, that's it. It was age. Yeah. There was a scene where Flinch was waving down a car. And he waved it down, and I guess there's some
two old
stunt people. And then it's two young girls.
Oh, that one. With
Yeah.
Because they got
so
the old people
car
car.
comes up. He like stops in the middle of the road. This is making his power move, whatever. And the car slams it on. And there's a woman with a big afro and big glasses driving the car. And then you get to the car. It's like a 16-year-old girl. Wait a minute. It was so obvious. It wasn't. They didn't even try to hide it. But yeah, I liked this movie a lot. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I have so many notes, but they're all just like random things in the movie. And now I watched it last night. I'm still not even sure what.
Let me look at the notes I wrote down too. Yeah.
I tried to count what the weight was of the two girls when they were sitting on the scale.
But then
and how many times it kept going and going and going. I was like, oh my God.
When Scott was like, "This game is stupid. Who cares about it anyway?"
How does Harold's dad even know about this game or care if his kid is involved in it? Because he says American Werewolf in London is in this game.
Yeah.
Adam, is that the character he's playing? Adam's in this game.
He's like, look at me. I'm not Adam.
You got to win this game. I'm like, why does the dad care?
Yeah.
And why does the dad even know?
Yeah.
And how does he know that his kid's in the game? Because
it's not like it's their high school. It's their college.
I got Pabst Blue Ribbon on my mind. He's like, I know that's...
Oh my God.
Pabst Blue Ribbon was huge back in the 70s and
I had an
before
uncle who
that.
used to drink it all the time. I used to see
like they were the Budweiser before Budweiser. Pabst Blue. I remember
they became popular again. That's like
I know it became like trendy, like hipster doofus kind of shit to drink Pabst Blue Ribbon. But at one point they were the biggest beer, and then Budweiser took them over, and that was it.
And then I got who's Carson? Johnny? And Johnny's Fat Boy Burgers.
Yeah.
And how quickly Flinch became the man with those girls.
Well, that's what Dan was talking about, where he just like makes his power move like all of a sudden now I'm cool.
The Harry Krishnas were huge in the 80s. And you got him in this movie.
Well, yeah, because they were in Airplane also in 1980.
I was going to mention that. It was Airplane with David Leisure was one of them.
Yes.
Speaking of that, so...
What do I look like, a nerd or something?
The girl in the red team and the boy in the white team at the end...
Eddie Deason.
Yeah. I can't remember their characters' names. But the leaders are both white and red.
Yeah.
When they were on the motorcycle and like he did something and she was like, you could tell the moment where she's like, I think I like this guy.
And he was like, stick with me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where we're going.
Yeah. And she's like, all right. I'm like, no, never in the real world would she have any kind of feelings for him.
I want to know what Eddie Deason's like when he's sitting at home. Like, how did he find a girl?
Has he ever not played a nerd?
But it's like when he's like 25, it's like, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like when Anthony Michael Hall was all of a sudden not Breakfast Club and
he's not a nerd anymore.
The geek. You just do
the geek.
16 Candles. When he's like the tough guy in Edward Scissorhands and Johnny Be Good and stuff like that. I'm like, you can't just play this
I think
part
it's when he
kind of
got too big. Like, not big physically, he got big.
And maybe Eddie Deason never did.
Yeah.
The role of Wesley was explicitly written for Eddie Deason, whom the directors took notice of in I Want to Hold Your Hand from 1978.
Not Grease. They didn't see them in Grease and say, like, yeah, this is our nerd right here. I like how these guys were so brilliantly inspired by a specific person. Be like, oh, yes, that's our white team leader right there. They'll take whatever they can get.
Yeah, it is shot in the summer of 79. This caused problems for the production because the nights were short and the crew frequently found themselves fighting for their early light of dawn.
Well, there's definitely when they're arresting the old lady.
You can see the background.
It's broad daylight.
Yeah, it's like the next morning,
and then when they cut to all the cars, it's like dawn's coming. It's like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, but they've already shown you the bright daylight of the day. Oh, damn, I had notes.
Did you like the big grin that Blade gave at the end?
Yes.
Sal was in it.
And then he got rid of it because he's not supposed to grin.
Yeah. He wanted a role. He wanted a line so bad they said no. Then they caved and gave him that.
Yeah.
Which character? Which one?
Blade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why are they doing brewery tours at like midnight or later at the Pabst Blue Brewery?
And how would you have access to everything?
And if you're the bartender, you're probably asking for ID. You're probably carding everybody before they walk in there, so Michael J. Fox doesn't have an opportunity to lunge across the bar.
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox.
He was so adorable.
Yeah, that's what I said. In an effort to keep the huge production running smoothly, the two directors drew straws to determine which of the teams they were going to direct.
He did act. I mean, he was kind of bratty for a 15-year-old. When you look at
there's no explanation why he's running away from home. Why?
Baker, when she didn't, and nobody remembered her 16th birthday, and she didn't act like a big baby about it.
But they don't get to Michael J. Fox till he's already running away from home, and they happen upon him at the bus stop. And his brother forgot his birthday. I'm like, listen. I didn't give a shit if my parents or my sister ever remember my birthday. I don't know why he's over him. Well, you're running away from home now because of that.
It was originally pitched as an R-rated film.
Oh, they needed a boob or a fuck or something like that. It would have been much better if it had that. This movie's like one of those of its time kind of movies.
It was definitely worth taking a little break on 84 for this. I enjoyed this movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have. How much security did that hotel have?
A lot.
They had like 30 guys. Like I've been to hotels where
they were all on duty.
90-year-olds,
and they were all ready as soon as immediately.
The cigar right there.
And I love the fact that Flounder had to climb. I said before he even did it, I'm like, now he's got to climb 27 steps or 27 floors because they disabled the elevators. I'm like, he's not gonna be able to
he's not making it.
Get to him like at floor 16, and he's already having a heart attack. I was like,
and then they were sitting on the next level up, like waiting for him.
Yeah.
Let's get some scores here.
Whoa.
No score for Michelle, you said, right?
All my notes are just like of the funny stuff that happened in the movie.
Well, if you had anything you want to add, I mean...
Nah, it's all just like, wasn't it funny? I said this poor woman, I don't even remember why.
You don't even know which woman, probably.
I said because these dumb pervs don't get the giant melon juice.
I know.
And then finally, and then I said this poor woman because she's running from table to table. This guy's just smashing plates going on. Excuse me, waitress.
I couldn't believe that people were doing things like that.
I was like, is there nobody else?
How would you not kick everybody out of that damn restaurant?
And then
and how did they have that much melons in that restaurant?
I know.
They're all eating like a ton of melon. All 5 cantaloupes.
I was like, are you next to a farmer's market or something?
Yeah.
But they're all paying in like pocket change. Just like, here you go, here's my pay. And they just throw a bunch of quarters. Like, but then they have quarters later to play the video game.
True. Shot a whole sleeve, a whole gun of them. Remember?
Yeah. Yes.
There's so many dumb things in this. I said, why are they just driving? They get in the car and just drive. They don't know where they're going. At one point, they're all just driving and they just drive. Whatever.
And it's just following
dumb things that
following everybody. They know where they're going. We've got to follow them. So that's the only thing.
This is the kind of movie that the more logic you shoot at it, the less it makes sense. But why do that?
Because you had a good time watching it.
Because as you're watching it, it's just fun and dumb.
Let's give some scores, kids. What do you got?
Well, I'll tell you this much. I like this more than Blood Simple. Mm-hmm. And I like Blood Simple, but I give this a 75. I think this is the kind of movie that I can actually... I think if they remade this in 2024 or made a TV show about it, I would really like doing that.
A24 could do it, right?
And I'd never seen this movie before. This is the first time last night I watched it, and I had fun watching it.
I'm glad you did.
It is so stupid.
Yeah.
And all the character motivations make no sense, but that's okay. I had a good time watching it.
Yep. I agree. I loved it. I had fun too, and I had fun remembering things that I didn't remember.
Awesome, yeah.
But yeah, I liked it a lot. I gave it an 83. And I think making a show is a great idea. You should pitch it.
I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go door to door and raise funds.
Right? Go like Sam Raimi told you should do that.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I went a little higher than you, Dana, 85.
Oh.
I obviously was the one who chose this movie. I'm glad you guys liked it. Mm-hmm. Glad that you remembered it now. And this movie you never seen, you enjoyed it.
You'll see it on Netflix in a year, produced by Andy.
Yeah.
Please put us in as producers for that movie. I hope we make it.
Yeah.
But did you pick a movie for next week, Dana?
I'm going to let you guys play the old people that come to the final showdown thing. Oh, Jesus!
Dana's got a movie for next week.
I did. I already forget.
I remember
it, but I wanted to say
I'm mixing it up now in my head.
Yeah,
Top Secret.
I'm not sure you want to do Top Secret, but I'm super excited.
I want to do Top Secret because.
Well, what do you think she wants to do?
Well, she's a hater of Airplane. She's going to hate
I'm
Top
surprised
Secret.
She wants to do that, yeah.
But I'm a lover of Val Kilmer.
I know, but
you never seen Top Secret?
The thing is, I don't know. I think in my head I was thinking it was Real Genius.
Yeah.
You know who did it, right? You know who made it? Tell her who made
the Zucker brothers. The guys that did Airplane did Top Secret. And you're gonna hate. There's a lot of just sight gags and dumb jokes, and
well, I said it. I'm gonna stick to it.
one of the main characters is French, and so his name's Latrine. It's that kind of movie. It's gotta be dumb.
Maybe with Turner. Maybe we could Turner on this.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but we'll see.
I'll tell you where to look on Spreaker because that's where everybody else looks. Download, rate, subscribe, review, smack that subscribe button or whatever the kids say. Slap it. I don't know. I'll have to get a new saying for that one. But it's the exciting and new podcast on all our socials. The Jazoo over there on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter, Jason Hunt on Facebook. I'm Jason.
Agonzo1 on Twitter, Agonzo1970 on Instagram. I'm so glad we podcasted again. My last 2 weeks have been so boring.
I missed you.
I'm Andy.
Dana Caps on TikTok and Twitter, Dana Caps77 on Instagram. I'm Dana.
Do you write it down every time? Do you add it to the end of your notes every single time?
It's just a placeholder.
Just have one in there, right?
I have a template. Yeah.
It's a template. You reuse it.
Yeah. Now I'm just going to delete this one.
They have the internet on computers now, Bart.